You're listening to the Tony Conley Morning Show on more compelling talk radio, 1320 WILS, 1320WILS.com. In public, Robin Williams shared the only joy he found in life, never the sorrow. He was the same man in private, shielding everyone, even longtime friends, from the darkness of depression that finally enveloped him. Let's learn a little bit more about this from Dr. Al Johnson, who's a 1320 WILS and Fox News Radio medical expert. Dr. Johnson, how are you?
Just fine.
All right, let's. When you first heard about Robin Williams and why and how he died, what did you think?
Well, I was shocked. It was not well publicized what all he was dealing with, as I think most of the nation was.
When you talk about depression and how the diagnosis of Parkinson's disease kind of interacted here, tell us about that and how that works.
Well, about 50% of Parkinson's patients are also depressed as part of their Parkinson's situation. He had problems with depression before and then with addiction, and so those were being treated, and then you get Parkinson's on top of that, and him realizing what Parkinson's really is and that there is no cure and that it hinders his function and how he is from facial expressions, from muscle movement. Sometimes it affects even some of the speech. So those are all things that were very important to him, and I think you could see just fading away.
When you think about Parkinson's, especially high-profile people who suffer from that disease, Muhammad Ali, Michael J. Fox are just two, but who have seemed to find a way to deal with it and to still make their public appearances. As a matter of fact, Michael J. Fox is still working.
Exactly. And, different people deal with it in different ways. Muhammad Ali, a lot of his is most likely due to the brain trauma he had from boxing. There's a slow form of it, and then there's a more rapid progressive form. And some people can deal with their demons a little better than others and deal with illness better than others. And it just is a warning signal to all of us that we need to be concerned and pay attention to family ones and loved ones around us, and if they're having problems, to really sit down and talk with them and get them some help.
Dr. Johnson, tell us about depression. And are all cases of depression due to chemical imbalances? How does that work?
Well, there's different kinds of depression. A lot of it is due to chemical imbalances. Serotonin in the brain is one of the brain hormones that the antidepressants work on, and there's some out-of-the-box new kind of technology of being able to measure some of the brain hormones in the urine and seeing whether a person produces enough serotonin. There's sometimes antidepressants do not work because there's no serotonin or very little serotonin for the medications to work on. And I see those patients that come in that just say nothing works, and you find out that they have low serotonin. You use nutrients, precursors to serotonin, like 5-hydroxytryptophan, to help build that up slowly, and they respond quite well.
Do you think that this challenge that Robin Williams faced, especially with the combination of Parkinson's and depression, you think this will bring more light to it, and perhaps we'll see some gains when it comes to dealing with not only depression but Parkinson's?
Oh, most definitely. He was a big supporter of the Parkinson's Foundation and helping research on it, and I think it will bring attention to it. There are a new scan out even in the last couple of years called the DAT scan that actually looks at the dopamine production in the brain and to see whether that is impaired or not, and it helps with the early diagnosis of Parkinson's.
We've been talking with Dr. Al Johnson, who's a 1320 WILS and Fox News Radio medical expert. Dr. Johnson, thanks so much, sir.
Oh, you're welcome. Have a good day.
And thank you for listening to the Tony Conley Morning Show and more compelling talk radio, 1320 WILS and 1320WILS.com.